Hi guys, welcome to day 5. Today we are giving our muscles a little bit of a break and we are going to take an introduction and a look into our Ujjayi breath or oceanic breath that we can incorporate in our practice and in daily life. So with that, I just have my pillow today that I'm sitting on. You can take this practice to your couch, into a chair, to your bed, wherever you feel most comfortable. So go ahead, get situated, and we'll get started. So today I'm just sitting easy pose, Sukhasana. Again, you can be on your couch or in your bed, wherever you feel comfortable. As long as you can sit up nice and tall without slouching over, because we really want to get that breath pumping and moving today. So today we're going over Ujjayi breath. A lot of people also call it maybe your oceanic breath. They compare it to Darth Vader sometimes of how you sound. But really all it is allowing yourself to take the biggest breath you can. Ujjayi breath has been known to reduce stress, release tension in your body, especially when we're in poses, and also create a meditative state for you to listen to your breath. That way you can better listen to your body when you're in a yoga pose. So I think I've said this before, but we really need to listen to our breath, especially in situations in life that can be stressful, and then also on our mat when we're in difficult poses. So say you are in a difficult pose, you might be trying it for the first time, and all of a sudden you stop breathing. It happens a lot, but we don't notice it right away, unless maybe our teacher says, continue breathing, don't hold your breath. And that will remind us to go, oh yeah, I need to breathe, maybe I should back out of this pose. So our Ujjayi breath, it also may be called your oceanic breath or victorious breath, allows you to come into this meditative state of listening to your body and listening to your breath as you flow throughout your practice. So just an example, maybe I'm in a twisted chair or a twisted lunge and all of a sudden I stop breathing and I find the pose really difficult. And then I'm like, okay, I can't hear my breath, so maybe I need to back out of it. So my breath becomes my guide to know when I need to come in and out of poses. So I like to describe our Ujjayi breath as oceanic breath. And a little image that I use, especially in meditation, is on our inhales, we imagine the waves washing up on the shore, and then on our exhales, we imagine them pulling back into the ocean. And we can kind of hear that sound in our head with the waves coming in, but also our breath coming in, our big, full, deep breath. Getting down to Ujjayi and what it is, how you do it. So basically, we really want to take our breath into our belly. And what I mean by belly breath is we're not actually breathing into our belly, but we're allowing our belly to expand with our diaphragm. So we get that full deep breath. But today I've noticed, especially with myself, and my teacher actually pointed this out, is that a lot of us are breathing into our chest. So we have been working on noting where our breathing patterns are in the past few days. So sometimes we might notice that we're breathing into our chest or maybe just our ribs, but we're not allowing our belly to expand here, especially in women, because society makes us very self-conscious sometimes. So a lot of us like to hold in or suck in our tummies to make them look a little bit smaller. So sometimes this belly breathing can be really uncomfortable for us, and it was uncomfortable for me for a long time, but we have to just allow ourselves to relax and get that big full belly breath to allow our diaphragm to expand. So if you don't feel comfortable with doing this, especially if you're in class, I'd recommend just wearing maybe a bigger shirt or grabbing a blanket, especially when you're meditating or in a meditative class. If you do feel self-conscious, and I totally understand, I was there, I still am there, but I'm working on it. So we're working on this together. Getting down to it. Right now when we're breathing, we're just breathing normally and we can't hear our breath really. Maybe we can if we're really silent, but when we incorporate Ujjayi breath, it's almost like a whisper. So we're whispering our breath. So you're kind of making the snoring sound on your inhales, but also making the snoring sound again on your exhales. So basically what it is, so here's our throat. So it's this circle here, and then we have our vocal cords, and our vocal cords are pretty open right now when we're breathing. So what we're doing is constricting those vocal cords, so taking it into our whisper breath, like that, and allowing ourselves to regulate our airflow into which it's going into our diaphragm. So it sounds like really overcomplicated right now, but over time, again, it takes time to incorporate it into your practice, and it really, you can't get down on yourself. It does take a lot of time. So we'll just try it here. And to get started, so I'm going to turn this way. I'll sit up nice and tall. I like to have my eyes closed, but I'm going to keep them open here. So we'll do this together. We're going to take our palm in front of our face here. And imagine it's a mirror in front of us. So we're going to exhale wherever we're at in our breath cycle. And then we'll inhale through our nose. And then exhale, H-A-ha, like you're trying to fog up a mirror. Again, just like that. Inhaling. Exhale, H-A-ha, like you're fogging up a mirror. One more time, just like that. Inhaling. Exhale, H-A-ha. Now this time, instead of keeping our mouth open, we're going to keep our mouth closed and make the same H-A-ha sound when we're inhaling and exhaling. So we're imagining we're making that, like this weird snoring noise on our inhale. And sometimes we do have that, but that means sometimes we have it in our chest. So we really want to pull that breath down into our belly instead of inhaling it all very quickly. So we'll do it very slowly, just taking a big, full, deep inhale. Hand comes in front of our face, eyes can be open or closed. And imagine you're taking that breath into your nose, sweeping it across those closed vocal cords and then into your belly. So when you're ready, exhale wherever you're at. Inhale, trying to make that H-A-ha sound. And then exhale out through your nose, making that H-A-ha sound. Again, just like that, inhaling. Exhale, H-A-ha sound out through your nose. So it is a little bit of an awkward breath, and it takes some time to get used to. I like to use it as a meditation throughout my practice, and again, listening to it as a guide to know when I need to back out of poses. So we're going to just take a quick exercise before we start moving. We're just going to be moving our upper body today to notice where our breath is. Just like we were doing when we begin class, is placing one hand on our heart, one hand on our belly, and we'll notice where our breathing pattern is. Normal, we're not trying to control anything today. So when you're ready, you want to find that center point. Shoulders come right up over your hips. Shoulders pull away from your ears. Crown of your head is reaching towards the ceiling. We'll take our observation outward first. Just noticing any noises in the room. Maybe you hear a car buzz by or a clock tick in the background. and then begin to bring that observation inward. Noticing where you feel your chest rise and fall, or your belly, or the sides of your body expand. Not trying to control or regulate it in any way. But just notice, observe. Maybe you gently feel wisps of air coming into your nostrils, gliding down your throat, and flowing across your sternum. And then it gently makes its journey out back through your nose. Coming back to your breath if your mind is wandering. Again, feeling any rise in your upper body. And we'll gently take our hands away from our chest and belly and place them on our knees. When you're ready, gently flutter your eyes open if they were closed. And we'll take a moment to kind of process where we felt our breath. So, like I said in the beginning, a lot of us feel our breath in our chest because we forget how to breathe. So if you have ever looked at a little baby, you can always see their belly rising and falling because they're allowing their belly to expand along with their diaphragm. So a lot of times we get stuck in this hyperventilation state of breathing in our chest, and it can cause a lot of anxiety and stress and even poor posture when we're stuck breathing up here. So that's why I always encourage that belly breath. So we're not actually breathing in our belly, but allowing our diaphragm to expand. So our next practice, we will be taking our one hand to our heart, one hand to our belly, and then really trying to incorporate that whisper, that ha breath, our Ujjayi, or our oceanic breath, and feeling our bottom hand rise with our belly. So if you'd like a little visual, you can imagine the waves coming in onto the shore on your inhale, and on your exhale, the waves washing out. Before we do that, we're just gonna take a little bit of movement. I'm gonna hop off my pillow just so I have my sit bones rooted onto the ground and get a little bit of just waking up my spine a little bit because I feel stiff today. So sit up nice and tall, and we're not regulating our breath at all here. And we'll just gently inhale normally, and then exhale, pull yourselves back, taking a little bit of a seated circle. If you are sitting in bed and your legs are out wide, you can just take your hands to your side. Your legs can be extended. You can even do this in a chair if your knees are bent. Wherever feels comfortable. Eyes can be opened or closed. Switch directions if you haven't already. Couple more rounds here. And then we'll gently come back through center again, sitting up nice and tall. If you want to grab your pillow, sit up here as we take our breath inward and practice that victorious and oceanic breath. So again, one hand on our belly, one hand on our heart. Gaze can come down at the floor, or you can close your eyes. When you're ready and comfortable, gently find those shoulders over your hips, lifting up out of your hips as your spine lengthens and the top of your head is reaching towards the ceiling. Our chin is on the horizon. And then again, taking our observation outward. Noticing any sounds. And then pulling that observation inwards, feeling that normal breathing pattern. On your next exhale, exhale everything out through your mouth. Seal your lips, inhale, H-A-ha. Exhale, H-A-ha out through your nose. Again, feeling that bottom hand expand on your inhale. Exhaling out through your nose, H-A-ha. Again, just like that, inhaling H-A-ha. Exhaling H-A-ha. Continue with this breath and belly expansion at your own pace. Again, sitting up nice and tall. And if you feel your mind wandering, gently bring it back and maybe visualize on your inhale the waves washing in on a sandy shore. And on your exhale, they gently pull out back into the ocean. And still feeling that belly expand with your breath. Feeling it ebb and flow just like the ocean. If you'd like, you can begin to incorporate a slight pause on your inhale. And a slight pause on your exhale. This will just give your breath a beginning, middle, and end. Coming back inward if your mind is wandering. Two more rounds of breath here. And you've completed those 2 rounds of breath. Hands come to the tops of your knees. You can take your breath back to your normal breathing patterns. Chin will lift up onto the horizon and eyes can flutter open. We'll just take a little bit of movement here, nothing crazy, and we're going to incorporate that Ujjayi breath. So exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Seal your lips. We'll inhale Ha through our nose. Exhale Ha, hands come down. Eyes can be open or closed here. Inhale Ha. Exhale out through your nose. Two more times, inhaling, palms face up. Exhale. Hands glide down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, this time we're gently twisting to the right. Sticking with that Ujjayi breath, left hand to our right knee. Right hand behind us. Inhale, crown of your head lifts. Exhale, gently twist. Inhale, arms come back through center. Ha through your nose. Exhale, Ha through the nose. Twist to the left. Right hand on top of our left knee, left hand behind us. Inhale, sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, maybe you take the twist a little bit deeper, but you're not cranking. Come back to your breath and breathe. Inhale through center, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to the tops of our knees, seated cat-cow. Exhale, wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Inhale, belly expands, chest lifts, head can lift, chin can lift. And then exhale around your spine, pull your belly button inwards, again sticking with that. Inhale and exhale out through your nose. Inhaling, belly expands. Eyes can be open or closed. Exhale, belly button pulls towards our spine. Take a few of these on your own. Eyes can close. You can turn inward, coming back to that ocean visualization again. Two more rounds here. Inhale, we'll come back through center. Eyes can open if they were closed. Roll our shoulders down and back. Take a few neck circles here. You can release that Ujjayi breath. Breathing pattern, return to your normal one. Switch directions if you haven't already. And then we'll gently come back through center. Eyes can flutter open if they were closed. So that will conclude our practice today. I encourage you to practice this maybe once or twice a day, even if it's just for a minute. If you feel like you're kind of getting any anxious feelings or overwhelming feelings, imagine, again, taking that outward observation inward, focusing on your breath. Let it be your guide through those difficult times in life and both on our mat. We'll be practicing Ujjayi breath for the remainder of this 30 days, so you have time to practice it, but I do encourage you to incorporate it in daily life, even if it's just for 1 minute, or even if it's just right before you go to bed. Just practicing that, turning inward and relaxing, reducing stress or any tension. Anyway, it was so great to flow with you today. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.